Hello, 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 and welcome again to Your Life with Yolanda. And this is actually episode number 5. I can't believe it. It's number 5 already, and I'm so excited. And today you are going to be empowered, you are going to be encouraged, and as always, you are going to be educated. And today I'm so super excited because it's going to be a wonderful show. I'm not going to tell you the topic of the show just yet because I have some amazing women who are with me tonight, and they are going to introduce themselves in just a second. And after they introduce themselves, we will let you know what we're going to be talking about. So get ready. If you're on your sofa, if you're in your living room, wherever you are watching this, get comfortable because today's show is going to be a blessing and you're going to be excited about it. So ladies, I'm excited for Your Life with Yolanda, episode 5. Welcome.
Thank you.
Hello. Thank
Hello,
you.
everybody.
Yes, I'm excited. So what I want to do first, ladies, is before we actually get down to the nitty gritty of what we're going to be talking about, I do want you guys to introduce yourselves and tell everyone a little bit about yourselves. We're going to start at the top of our screen with the wonderful, I call her Mo. Mo, would you introduce yourself to everybody, please?
Hey, everybody. I am Maureen, but everybody calls me Mo. I am a worship leader at Kingdom Life, one of the worship leaders at Kingdom Life. And I also am a supervisor with 911 Dispatch Center locally.
Yay! Welcome to the show, Mo. And right after that, we have the wonderful Miss Kim. Introduce yourself.
Hello, everybody. My name is Kim. I was a part of Kingdom Life when I was physically in Savannah, but now I am a distance worshiper. I currently reside in Pittsburgh, and I am in the U.S. Army.
Yay, soldier. Welcome. Yeah. And right next to you, Miss Kim, we have the wonderful Carolyn. Introduce yourself, Carolyn.
Hey, I'm Carolyn Anderson, and I'm a member of Kingdom Life as well, and mother of 2. And that's who I am, 2 girls and a beautiful baby granddaughter.
Of course, you got to say the granddaughter, right?
Right.
Yes. Hey, and don't forget about your husband, Carolyn.
Oh, yeah. A granddaughter trumps everything, My husband is Elder Greg Anderson, and he's also a member of Kingdom Life.
All right. And next we have the wonderful Cheryl.
Hello, everyone. I'm Cheryl Pullen. I'm also a member of Kingdom Life Christian Fellowship. I'm retired Army, and I am also a mother of 2, but no grandkids yet. But and I'm married to Elder Darnell Pullen.
All right. And next to Cheryl is the one and only Lady Dana.
Hi, everyone. So I'm Dana Frazier, and I am the pastor's wife at New Dimensions Christian Fellowship. Also, I have one daughter, Miss Alana, that I'm very proud of as well. And in addition to that, I am a licensed professional counselor.
Wonderful. And of course, last but not least, Gloria Arthur.
Watch out now. Watch out. I am Gloria Arthur. I am a member of Kingdom Life, Christian Fellowship Church. I'm retired military. I have 2 daughters. Oh, wait a minute. I do have a husband, Mr. Rodney Arthur. And I have 2 daughters, Jasmine and Artesia. 1 grandson, 6 years old. And I'm expecting my 2nd grandson in February, Makai. Hey.
Yes, you are.
And it's just good to be here. I'm just happy right now to be with friends, okay?
Awesome. Yes. Well, I'm so excited, ladies, because I already feel the energy. This is going to be a good show.
Oh,
and
yes.
let's reveal. I'm going to reveal what we're going to be talking about today. So today's topic in our episode number 5, is friends. How many of us have them? Y'all remember that song back in the day?
Oh, yeah.
I'm revealing my age a little bit. But anyway, I did want to discuss the subject of friends because you don't hear that topic a lot. You don't hear folks talking about the topic of friendships a lot. And for me, it's important. It's something that I value. And you know, I think a lot of people use the word friends loosely. You know, people say that word loosely. And I think because of social media, for sure, because y'all know everybody has so-called friends on social media. Yeah. But we all know that really they're not your friends. They're just people who are connected to your page. But really, truly, how many of them are really your friends? But I do want us to talk about the value of friends, true friendships. And, you know, I realize that we have to place people in different categories, or at least I do. Everyone's not our friend. And then, you know, there are certain friends who are more than just a typical friend, but they're actually your go-to. They are there. And I felt that today I wanted to pull women together who had a friend that was just beyond a normal friend, but you are on another level of a friendship. You know what I mean? You're very close. You're like sisters in some cases. And so I want to talk about friendships today and how many of us truly, really have them. So I want to start off asking you all a question. How did you guys actually meet? Now, I paired up some friends together today. Of course, Maureen and Kim are good friends. And of course, Carolyn, Cheryl, and Gloria are friends. And Dana and I are good friends. So I really wanted to know the story. I want to hear the background. The people want to know, how did you guys actually meet? Who wants to share that first?
I can go first.
Okay.
We go way, 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 way back. Fort Drum, New York, below zero. That's what
New York.
That's where Gloria and I met at the PX. Our oldest daughters, they was only 3 years old.
Oh, wow.
Yes. So it's been 20 plus years.
Mm-hmm.
And also I met Carolyn when my family and I changed duty station here to Savannah, Georgia. And of course, through Gloria, we ended up going to Mount Hermon Baptist Church. And that's how we became good friends with Carolyn. And the three of us do have something in common.
Oh, yes.
Okay, so what's in common?
We have 2 daughters, and they are the same age.
Wow.
Our oldest daughters and our baby girls, they are all the same age.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Wow. Interesting. So Maureen, how did you and Kimberly meet? Kimberly, how did you guys meet?
Good old Fort Drum, New York. So if you ever want to make lifelong friends, just go to Fort Drum, New York.
Sounds like it.
I really feel like it was destined for us to be friends because I was in the teen ministry, but I wasn't yet a teen. I was supposed to be in children's church, but I was the only 12-year-old in the 13 and up class.
Wow.
But that's how we met, all those services with church. And Maureen was actually the only person my parents would let me ride in the car with, unsupervised.
Wow.
So, yeah.
That says a lot, Maureen.
I was a goody two-shoe. So it kind of my parents were extremely strict. So her father is as well. So yes. He made sure that she was connected with people that, you know, were on the same level, and my parents the same. So they just kind of you know, created that friendship in a sense too.
Wow. So how long have you guys been friends?
Oh gosh.
21 years?
Over 20 years.
No, 21 plus. Yeah.
Wow.
Yep.
Pretty amazing. Pretty amazing. So Dana, you get the chance to tell our story on how we became friends. Let the people know what really happened.
So actually, Lady Yo and I met at Savannah State College. I prayed to God because I'm here in Hinesville and we travel to school and we'll be there all day long. I was like, Lord, I gotta have me a friend and she has to be right. So lo and behold, in class, there Yolanda Robertson shows up. And from there, we had so many things in common. We could not deny that God answered my prayer. I'm sure she prayed. I think you prayed also, Yolanda, did you say?
Absolutely, because we were like in transition. Like I didn't have like a lot of my old friends. You know how it is when you first like give your life to Christ and all. So I didn't have like a lot of my older friends. They kind of rejected me, kicked me to the curb. So I needed somebody, you know.
Yes.
So yeah.
Yes. And so I met Yolanda there and we started hanging out and we learned that we had so many things in common. And not only that, we had a lot in common in our marriage at the time also.
Mm-hmm.
Our husband met and they had so many things in common. And it's a long list. I'll be here all night talking about our birthdays in the same month. We were driving in the same cars, got married the same month, his birthday the same month.
Wow.
Yep.
I can keep going on and on. But we actually connected and we knew there was a God connection.
Yeah, it was a God connection, which I'm so glad for our friendship. So let me ask you guys this. When you met each other, did you feel like Dana and I, we felt this immediate sort of gravitation towards each other? Did you guys like feel that gravitation or did you feel like, she all right, but you know, I don't know. Or did your friendship sort of evolve and grow over time? Tell us about that a little bit, somebody.
I'll go. So here's the thing with Kim. Everybody gravitates to Kim because she's just that personality. She's that bubbles and rainbows, little gnomes, and happy place. So when you talk to her, you may feel like you're friends with her, but it was over time that I really knew that she was a friend for me. Like when I left and, when we moved to different areas of our lives and when we went through things with each other, that's when I really knew for sure. But
wow.
She's just a gravitational person, so anybody's friends with her.
That's true. That's good. That's good. What about you guys, ladies? What about you all, Carolyn? Was it like, especially since Cheryl and Gloria kind of knew each other? Sometimes, let's be honest, ladies, and I was going to ask this a little bit later. Sometimes it's kind of hard for somebody else to break that sort of flow of friendship or get in the rhythm of what you guys have. So, Carolyn, how were you able to slide your way into their lives and they were already tight? How did you get into that?
It's easy with Gloria because she everybody's cousin. Yeah, she's everybody's cousin. She's like, "Come over here, cousin," And so it was a natural kind of thing. It wasn't like, well, I didn't feel like I was trying to invade on them. Yeah. They were already like sisters, and they just kind of welcomed me with open arms. So it was really easy.
Okay. That's good. That's good. Would you all agree with that, Cheryl and Gloria?
Well, yeah. I would say, Carolyn is cool, calm, and collective, and I'm a little, just a little loud every night, It was really easy with Carolyn. Cheryl and I kind of like grew because we were both in the military, so hey. But with Carolyn, it was like she accepted me for who I was.
Okay.
It wasn't. She accepted me with my flaws and all. Big mouth and everything. She's like, okay, it's okay. And I love that about her. She wasn't quick to judge. She didn't judge. Everybody don't like everybody who talk a lot.
Right.
And she was just always cool, calm, and collective, and I could just talk and tell her what was on my heart, whether it was high pitch or low pitch or, laughing or joking. And I admired that about her because she accepted me for who I was or for who I am, and I love that. That's one thing I love that about her.
That's a great point, Gloria, because I think for me, and I'm just going to be honest with you guys, and Dana, you're probably going to laugh at this. I think when I met Dana, I wanted to be so careful not to mess it up. Like I didn't want her to see, like, probably at first. Now, we don't care. But at first, it was like, I thought like I didn't want to show her our little apartment. You know what I mean? It was like, okay, we're in this little apartment. I don't want to bear, that kind of thing. And it was like, I was a little bit guarded, to be honest with you, but I'm just that way anyway.
Yeah.
So I think, Dana, wouldn't you say I was probably a little bit more guarded at first in our friendship?
Absolutely.
So tell us about it.
Did you say talk about it?
Yes, you can tell us.
Yeah, you definitely were guarded. She gave me enough space to get in, but it got to the place where we were hanging out because I was in between classes coming home to Hinesville, and I would have an evening class, so we were hanging out more. So I was with you longer, and I noticed that bit by bit she was fine. I'm about like Gloria. I'm the big mouth of our relationship. You know, I'm just kind of reserved, and she's watchful. I'm watchful, but I'm talking.
Okay.
Yeah. So we wind up eventually. I don't even know how it even happened, to be honest with you, Londa. I just noticed that you just loosen up. Eventually, I started going to the apartment, was chilling out. I'm like, I'm cool because you're my friend. And that's all that I cared about.
Right. And I didn't want to take her to the hood because y'all know I grew up in the hood. It took a long time before I took her to the Ville, right?
Right.
And little did she know, I wanted to go wherever she was going. I wanted to go there. I was cool. And I was terrified of Savannah. Let me tell you straight.
True.
But if Yolanda was going, I was cool. I'm riding out. Let's go. So I was
That is so funny. So I think a lot of times in some friendships, there is a guard that you have up for a while, but then that guard tends to come down as the trust builds up. And I think, sometimes folks are, because they've had bad friendships in the past, that whole trust factor could become an issue, but it's, it's a blessing to be able to have friends where you don't always have to put your guard up. But we're going to get a little bit deeper in a minute, but I want to talk about being high maintenance, because I know for us, our relationship, Dana and our friendship, is not a high maintenance one. There can be times when we don't talk for weeks. I think we've talked more now in the pandemic than we have ever. Like, we talk all the time now. We're like, girl, what you saw on Pinterest today? Have you seen this outfit? I want to try something else with my hair. We talk more now, probably, post college than we did before, because everybody's busy. So do you guys have relationships or friendships where it's sort of, I hate to use the term, but kind of high maintenance, where you feel like you have to talk every day, or you have to know every little thing about your friendship's life, your friend's life? Tell me about how you flow in your friendships.
I'll go. Well, Mo and we don't have a high maintenance friendship at all. We'll go, I'll say, a few days without talking. I think that most it'll be like a little bit over a week. Other than that, it's like, oh no, I have to check in. Like, what's going on? But there have been other friendships that I've had where it's high maintenance, and the person just always wants to be around you. There's no personal space. And I'm the type of person, I'm bubbly and I'm extroverted, but yet I'm introverted too. I need my own space. I need to regroup. Just let me get back in the flow of things. But I think being military, growing up in that environment where you make friends and you leave and things happen and then you just lose touch for a little while, but you guys always pick up right where you left off. So that's been the nature of a lot of my friendships, though.
Interesting. Mo, would you agree with that, with Kim?
Yeah, I was when she was going, like, we can go a little bit. I was like, no, we're not high maintenance. But if we think of something that reminds us of, we're immediate to either send a message, FaceTime. It could be any time of the day. So
the most random things too.
Yeah, it'll be so random. So I wouldn't necessarily call it high maintenance, but I would say that we're on each other's minds. We make sure that we know. I feel like the older we've gotten, we make sure that we let each other know when we're on each other's minds.
Wow.
Especially since the distance now is a tad bit longer than it was before. So,
sure. Interesting. What about you all? Cheryl, do you guys, y'all have to talk? Well, we know you're in the same city. I think, Dana and I aren't in the same city either. Y'all are in the same city. Do you all feel like you have to check in all the time with each other, or you just know that when you get together again, nothing has changed?
It's basically, I think so. When we get together again, nothing's changed. It's like we just pick up from where we left off from.
Oh yeah. I agree with that. Because we definitely don't call as much and mingle like you think we should or would, but I love our relationship because we don't have to do that.
Mhm.
We know
There
each
you
other
go.
so well. You know, if we need each other, we know who to call. We can call each other and talk or say what's on our hearts or on our minds. And I like that.
Yeah.
That we're not how would you say clingy or
Mm-hmm.
calling
Yeah.
every day.
Right.
Or if Carolyn's on my heart, I pick the phone up, you know, what's going on, girl? I haven't
Sure.
talked to you in 3 weeks. I don't want to make it 4 or
Right.
6 months. Call Cheryl. Cheryl said, well, if you answer your phone, I have to wait now. No, but we get it in. And when we come together, like Cheryl said, we always, you know, catch up.
Yeah.
It actually give us more to talk about because we catch
That's
up.
true.
And
That's
I can
true.
start telling everything. I mean, well,
And that's true. And then maybe it allows for friendships not to be so common. You know what I mean?
Right.
Maybe it gives you that space to where, hey, let's catch up on some stuff. And then
yeah.
I know there are things Dana and I were like, girl, I forgot to tell you such and such. You know, we have to catch up and that sort of thing. But speaking of, I know we were talking about how Carolyn, you know, came into you guys' lives as you guys were already friends. But let me ask you all this, because I know sometimes friends can be very territorial, especially when you're best friends, right?
Mhm.
It doesn't, some folks are not so eager to allow their friend to have other close friends. I think with Dana and I, we have a good balance, and Dana, you can speak for it too. You know, Dana has other close friends, so do I, but I feel like I want to introduce those folks to Dana. You know what I mean? I don't want to have those friends and they not know Dana. I want them to know her as well.
Yes.
And I don't think there's ever been a time that we've been like jealous of each other for having other close friendships.
Right.
Have there ever been a time in you guys' lives, and Dana, I'll let you speak to that too, where you felt a little bit uneasy because maybe your friend was getting a little bit close to somebody else too? Or did you allow them space to do that?
You have
Honestly.
to allow them space to do that.
Absolutely.
It's inhibiting when you do that to people.
Mhm.
But for Mo and I have a whole different set of friends. And then we have our common friends. I call those my core friends because, and then she has her set of friends. And somehow we always manage to like introduce the groups together. And let's just be honest. Some people you're going to mesh with, some people you're not going to mesh with.
Right.
So, I have friends that Mo probably doesn't care for, and then she has friends that I don't care for. But at the end of the day, we know what it is between each other. So I personally don't feel threatened by anybody else's friendship with her, because they might provide her something in that friendship that I personally can't, you know, that I don't have for her. You know what I mean? You get something different from everybody. So
yeah, that's
the way to
good.
look at it.
That's good.
And Yolanda, for us, I will say, I've never had that feeling. For one thing, Yolanda she was so, what's the word I want to use? She's just kind of like inward anyway. She's not trusting everybody. So I wasn't nowhere near worried about that. However, I did know that she had to interact with other people because of the role that she plays. There's no way you cannot do that. But I'm always sure that, trust me, Yolanda is not going to be trying to link up with everybody. I don't have anything to worry about, no ways. But on top of that, I had so much trust in her, and I knew that when we got together, we were together, and that was very important. I didn't have any need to feel insecure with our friendship. So, and then as we grew in ministry, she started involving herself with other pastors' wives, and I click with them too. I meet them, I'm cool. I don't have any issues with them, because my thing is, if they're Yolanda's friend, they probably could be my friend, because Yolanda don't just deal with all kind of people. Let me tell you straight. That would probably be she'll probably like, Dana, oh, okay. But Yolanda, if she's with you, trust me, I'm cool with you already.
Right. I'm a loyalist, you know. I'll admit it. I'm very loyal. You know, it may take me a minute, but I'm loyal.
I get it. She's absolutely loyal.
Yes, I agree. So, ladies, so you guys are cool with that, having other friends and it not interfering with the friendship that you have with your close friend?
I think it allows the individuality among each of us, that we are our own person, and
Right.
Nobody's trying to dominate that particular area of your life, where we're all friends and we come together and we're friends. We got each other's back, front, whatever.
Yeah.
We might have other people that we know that are friends, but we know that if there's a need, or if we call on each other when we need it, that they're there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're there. So
Yeah.
I mean, I never really was threatened. I mean, Gloria got everybody that's friend.
Well, that's true.
I mean, we all have a harem of individual friends, but we all come together.
Mm-hmm.
Good. Let me ask you all this. Let's get a little bit deeper. Let's get a little bit deeper. Maureen, do you think, or as a friend, a close friend, and we talked about categories just a few minutes ago. How far do you go sort of getting into each other's stuff, if I can say it that way, as far as friends? How far do you go without not pushing the line too much? Like if you have to confront, or you have a sort of a disagreement, or there's something that you have to correct, how deep do you go in your friendship with Kim as it relates to that?
We're pretty honest about it. I've learned over time how to approach it. I would say before I would just shut completely down. Now I'd be like, I feel this way because I'm concerned about you, because I let her know why I'm feeling the way that I'm feeling, so that we can discuss it, that we can dig into a resolution if there's a need to be, or if she needs help, or whatever. So we've been through a lot together. So there's not many places that we're not able to go, which is why I see her as a best friend. She's been there through some stuff. You can't call somebody a best friend that's never been through anything with you.
Come on.
So
Right.
she's
All right now.
really she's been there. She's been through financial issues. She's been there through family loss. We've been distance. There's different, been through bad relationships. Like we've just been through it with each other. We've been through just our own personal disagreements with each other. So we're pretty honest and open about it. And I think the transparency between us is the part that I actually love.
Yeah. Me too.
We can tell each other, this that's not cool, or this isn't right, or
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also too, I just want to touch on that just a little bit. A lot of times I feel like these days people like to classify friendship as somebody that's always going to tell you yes.
Right.
But a lot of times love is also expressed in the way of correction. So you don't want somebody that's just going to constantly tell you yes, and it's going to be to your detriment. So you always need somebody that's going to keep it real with you. And I want somebody that's going to keep it real with me. And like Mo said, we usually just address it and we have our little tiff about it. We don't really argue. We just have a discussion and we're like, well, he was acting funny anyway. So and we just keep it moving. But you have to be able to have those conversations. Address it.
That's good. So Gloria, Cheryl, and Carolyn, do you guys feel like you're able to talk to one another and kind of cross some of those lines where you can kind of say, hey, let's get this right, or you were wrong for that today, or you know what I mean? Are you guys able to do that, or do you not cross those lines?
I think as with friends, we still need to know our places. Because if you have a friend, you know your friends. So you know your place, for example, it boils down to respect for me.
Okay.
I respect myself and I respect my friends. So there's just certain things that I'm not going to come to my friends with if it's not nice, or if it's something that I think is going to bother them, or say they disagree with. But the good part about my friends, and I can say, they will tell me, and that's what I really, really love.
Okay.
Tell me when I'm right or wrong. Now, I love that. Correct me. I can't have a friend that let me run wild and not say, wait a minute, Gloria, stop. That's wrong. I need that friend to say, oh no, that's wrong.
So
And
let me
both
ask you
of
this.
them.
So let me ask you this, Gloria. Out of the two, out of Cheryl and Carolyn, who's going to speak up first?
Oh, Jesus, let me stop. Because, boy, they be on me. They be on me. I mean, one is over here, one is over
You're double teamed.
I really am. Cheryl used to be a little bit, I'm gonna come to you. And Cheryl didn't, she usually, would tell me a few little things, but now she's all, just straight up. Stop it, Gloria. Carolyn is a little more laid back, and she'll just look at you and just cool, calm, and collected and say, Gloria, what you're doing is wrong. I wouldn't do that if I were you. I wouldn't do this. Or you're doing too much. They both come at me in a different, if I'm gonna say a different way.
Okay.
But they get the point across. And I say again, I know my place.
Yeah.
And I respect the both of them. So I think that's what makes it so genuine with me. With
Yeah.
them,
Yeah.
I think I'm the meeting friend. So if I sense something's wrong, or if I see something's wrong, I'm the kind of friend that if you hurt, I hurt. So we need to come together, and we need to have a meeting. We need to figure out, what's going on or why it's going on, and come to a solution. I mean, that's just me.
That's good.
Like I said, I'm the meeting one.
You have a meeting in a minute.
All right, now we got to come together. It's time for us to meet.
I love it.
Yeah.
That's good though, because that says that communication is happening, that we're able to talk about it, we're able to discuss, and nobody's going in their corner getting mad and you know what I'm saying, or going back to somebody else and saying that we're able to discuss this as adults. But we talked about I think you mentioned it, Maureen, about difficult times, and I want to get into this a little bit about when your friend has been there when it's been most difficult. Now I can just say right off the bat, for me, Dana has been there from the death of my grandmother to my granddad and my mom dying 2 weeks apart, to my brother dying, to my to my dad dying, to financial craziness, things that I couldn't share with anybody else. I've been able to share with her. She's been there at the most difficult times in our lives. In my life, which has been just the most amazing thing for me, which makes the friendship for me per se, So for you guys, when has your friend been there when it's been most difficult for you?
It's so many.
Listen, Pastor Yo, I'm not about to be crying on this.
I'm trying not to take it
I can't do this.
I'm sorry. We all have to share. Okay, go ahead.
So I'll do a lighter version.
Okay.
Not so much a difficult time, but a time that I was like, okay, like this, and it wasn't. I wouldn't necessarily say it was a long time ago. It was just I was really sick. And I refused to go to the doctor. And like Kim loaded me up in the car to make sure. And I probably was not, they had to give me like shots and IV. Like it was a mess. So I don't know if I would have survived or not. I don't know the situation. But that's the type of thing. She made sure that, okay, let's make sure.
Because it wasn't normal, her behavior. Yeah. Usually she doesn't like to admit when she's sick. She doesn't like to take medicine and all this stuff. And I'm all for that. I like homeopathic ways of healing things too, but sometimes you have to go see the doctor.
Right.
And I didn't give her a choice that day. So
wow.
But if it's like real deep, I mean, I've slept on Kim's couch before because that when I first moved down, after a really bad toxic relationship, I lost everything. So I joke about it and say like one of my coworkers up there had to come in and she took everything all the way down to my hot sauce. So I had everything that I could. I would load up in the back of my other best friend's truck, and she got me to halfway down to Georgia, and then my parents got me the other half. And
wow,
I was on Kim's couch for a while. So like that was like she was there,
Wow.
Like other people would be like, yeah, I'm praying for you. If you need me, I'm there. But she was legit there, like. She herself. So that was a more difficult time.
Wow. That's amazing. Dana, what were you gonna say?
I was gonna say, I think it's more than even you've been there for me. And I'm like her, because I will cry in a minute about Yolanda, because she means that much to me. But of
Don't make
course,
me cry.
of course, through death, you've been there, through even some marital strains and just everyday kind of things, you have been there. And I'm not gonna even go, I'm gonna leave it alone. I'm gonna stop there and say that you've been there and all the times that meant the most to me, through successes, through some failures, through some just not knowing where I was, but you were always there. Just the talks with you really carried me through. There's just a presence that you carry. And if I can just get in Yolanda's presence, I'm good. Sometimes she don't even know she's speaking to me, and I'm absorbing it. I'm absorbing it through ministry things and dealing with ministry. So much I can say, and the time with our daughters, she's been a great asset also to me. So it's just been so much that you've been there for, and I'm eternally grateful. And so I don't take you lightly because, again, and I know this is within bounds, but I pray for you. We always say that with our husbands,
Right.
But literally, I pray for you. I don't take that for granted.
Yeah.
I dare you ask God for something, and He gives you what you need, and you take it for granted.
Wow.
Right.
Wow.
And
Now that's good.
we have to understand, even with our friendships, that God get the glory out of that.
Yeah.
So it's so much I couldn't even talk about. Even just this week, I had to talk to you in her own subtle way, and she know how to check you real good, y'all. Let me tell you.
Not me.
Yeah, she's doing it. I don't even realize it because she's not bossy. She's none of that. None. But just in her talks to you, it just really make a whole lot of sense. So I'm grateful, and she has to listen. She'll say, yeah, but you're gonna also remember this and know this. It won't be like you don't need to be doing so and so. That's not Yolanda, ever.
Yeah.
But she has it in such a way where you know that you can feel her support, but she's also giving you guidance.
Wow.
If that makes sense.
Yes.
But
Agreed.
I just have a
Very much so agree.
quick story to tell, if I could, about my friends here. And I want to thank them too while I'm at it.
Oh.
I was in North Carolina a few years ago before my mother passed away. I was down there with my mom because she had dementia. And I had to stay with her in the hospital. I was in Fayetteville, North Carolina, my hometown. And while I was down there, worried about her and praying, and my daughter called and she had to be rushed to the emergency room. And to make a long story short, they ended up having to do surgery.
Mm-hmm.
And I couldn't be here with her, and I didn't know what to do. I mean, it was just it was a very sad moment. And my friends called, Cheryl and Carol. I'm out of town. I can't get to my daughter. My family over here is not doing well. My family and my mother is not doing well. And the doctors are saying they have to do emergency surgery on my daughter here in Savannah. And my daughter said, Aunt Cheryl and Aunt Carolyn is here. And right away, I just felt like, well, thank you, Jesus.
Yeah.
I mean, I must say I was so grateful to hear those two names that day. I mean, it just, there's nothing worse than having to leave your child. I mean, she had to go through surgery, but to know that I had friends with her, just gave me such a huge relief. And I just want to thank them tonight for being my friend and for being there when I really, really needed them. And I don't know if I ever thanked them for that, but just to let them know that I'm very, very grateful.
Okay,
Need some tissue. Y'all done got me soggy.
Thank
you. But that's what friends are for, to try to stick through thick and thin. And I can think back when I met both of them, they were still in the military.
Yeah.
Wow. Was in the military, and Gloria was in the military. And here they got both of them got these two kids.
Yes.
Even though their husbands are there, but they still had their two kids. And, sometimes, I don't want to take anything away from men or anything, but, sometimes girls need another woman.
Go there.
They need another woman. And it's always, like I said, y'all don't make me cry.
Come on, Jesus, help us.
We're there for each other, just like they're there for me with my kids. We celebrate the highs, the lows, and everything else. These two ladies, if I need them, they wouldn't hesitate to get in their car, crank it up, won't ask how far to go, where we need to go. They won't ask any of that. I mean, they both have been there for me and my kids, and the death of my dad when I really needed them, and I had to get to my daughter, trying to figure out how I'm gonna get her and deal with everything else. These two ladies, they just jumped in their car. They went with me.
Yeah.
They've been sticking through. Thick and thin.
Wow.
And then
That's just so. That's just the most beautiful thing I'm hearing. Amazing. Cheryl, you go ahead. But just hearing what you all are saying and how important it is that, God bless all the wonderful marital relationships and other relationships, but it ain't nothing like a good old girlfriend. I'm just saying. Go ahead, Cheryl.
I can attest to both Carolyn and Gloria, because during my time, of course, in the military, I was doing rapid deployments. I was gone like every other year.
Wow.
And, they stepped in and took the place of mom while mom was out. So I had no worries at all. They took the place of mom. And
wow.
Really, really, truly, I don't know, like Gloria said, I don't know ever thank you guys for that, but I truly, from the bottom of my heart, thank you. And my daughters thank you too, believe me.
Wow.
And they're like their second moms.
Wow.
Yeah. They love themselves some Gloria and Carolyn.
It's so beautiful. So beautiful.
Yeah.
So I wanted to, oh my God, I'm at the
Well, we
cry.
want to claim it.
If there's something that you guys could do for your friend, if there's one thing only, you don't have two, what is the thing that you would do for your friend, or you would grant for your friend?
I'll go. So, and I just want to piggyback off of Mo has been there for me through a lot of different things, but she's definitely loyal. And
I ain't got no tissue. I gotta grab.
I can go to her and know that there's not going to be any judgment. She is my secret keeper, like with everything, but she's spoken life into me sometimes, and she didn't even know it. Self-doubt, just a lot of different things. I'm gonna stop there because I'm gonna be some waterworks. But if I could grant anything for her, besides love, happiness, all that stuff, a good man. Aside from that, it would just to be, and she's already starting to walk in it, but just the full understanding and knowledge of how great she is in everything that she possesses. Yeah,
wow.
That God would just use that to further her gifts, to go further and touch more people in the world. So,
wow.
Yeah.
Powerful. Oh my gosh. Mo, what would you grant?
I can't talk.
Sorry.
Yeah, it's a few different things. For me particularly, it would more so be the family that she really desires. I know that she wants, this is something that she really does. She said, I know what she says, but I know that she desires to take care of a child, children and things like that. I know that's something that she really, really desires. And so that is just one of the things that I would really want for her. as well as her recognizing because she has so many gifts inside of her that I would pray that it would be so focused that she would be able to impact the world the way that she is supposed to.
Wow.
I know the military is a great thing, but I know that she has something bigger that she's supposed to do.
Wow.
So that she walked in that. I'm grateful for the military. I'm grateful for the path that it's giving her, but I know some of the things that she wants to do, and I would pray that she walks in those. Yeah.
Wow.
Thanks, Pumpkin.
Cheryl, what would you grant to Carolyn and to Gloria?
Oh my God. So much, because they have such caring hearts, care about other people and taking care of other people. And I've always said, if I could do it, I would send them on any vacation, anywhere in the world. They would want to go. But really, truly, I just pray that God, and I pray for them all the time, that God really gives them the desires of their heart, and whatever they want, whatever they wish, whatever they truly deep down desire, that God gives that to them.
Wow. Awesome. Carolyn, what would you grant for Cheryl and Gloria?
To give them the desires of their heart, for them to walk in their true gifting that they both have. And I received that trip. Only thing that I would change about the trip is that maybe we could all take the trip together.
Oh,
yes, I'd love that.
Maybe we could take it together, but just that they walk in their true gifts and that and grant them the desires of their heart.
Beautiful. Gloria, what about you?
Okay. Since Carolyn is an only child, I want her to have more grandchildren, lots of them.
Oh.
And she loves children. Oh my God, she's been a mother to my children. She had a group, the Kiwanis Girls. What was the name of it, Carol?
It was called the Ylwy Girls.
Ylwy Girls. Yes, and I always liked that little group, but I would want her to have more grandchildren. And with Cheryl has been working, and we're both she's from North Carolina, and she's been working as long as I've known her. I want her to have a great retirement.
Yes.
I would love for her to retire and to be able to do whatever she wants to do. Whatever she wants to do.
I receive it.
She wants.
That's right, girl. You better receive it.
I receive
it. That's what I want, my friends.
Awesome. Dana Frazier.
Yes, ma'am.
What you got to say?
I mean, it's so much I would want for you. The first thing I would say, I know you said the one, but I can't quite do it that much. I will always go overboard when it comes to you, if it's in my hands. Always. So the first thing that I really want you to do is to maximize every gifting that God has in you, because I know that it's so much in you. And you can be reserved even with that, but God knows you come out a lot, but I know it's so much more. Yeah. And I remember the Yolanda I knew that was so reclusive and so inward and not so sure, and you completely not that. I mean, to really give it all for the world to really see you, because I think you're worth being seen. And when I say that, I don't mean in a fleshly kind of way, but I mean all that God has in you. I just believe that there's so much room for that, and there's so much need for that. The second thing I would do is I would ensure that you would have a retirement out of this world.
Come on, saints.
I know you sacrifice a lot for ministry. You sacrifice a lot, even in terms of your career and all those things. But I would want your retirement to be so great as though you never missed anything. I would want to get you that beach house by the beach. I want to buy you a horse because she loves horses. You know, I want all those things. I want her to have them and her not have to be the one worry about it.
Wow.
But to just really enjoy the rest of her life because she's a giver. And like she says, loyalty. You can't pay to have good friends.
Right.
Yeah.
There's no amount of money that I could have that I would not ensure that she had. If I was blessed with all kind of money, you would believe Yolanda Robertson gonna be there with my sisters. Bottom line. So I would go way out. If she says I'm a little bit extra, and I am, but I would do it even in that because I believe that you deserve that and so much more.
I love that. I feel the same way. That we're going to wrap it up, but I feel that with our friendships, we balance each other because you got to have a little bit of extra with the reserve. You gotta have a little loud with the quiet. You gotta have the little spontaneous with the more reserved. You gotta have all of that. And I think for me, that's what it represents because Dana pulls me out of my box, you know, and I like that. I'm like, I need to be pulled out. So I think probably with all of our friendships, it's a good thing to have that balance, you know, the differences, but yet some of the similarities as well. Lastly, ladies, for those people who may be watching and they're struggling to find a friend or they're feeling lonely, or maybe they felt, you know, like, hey, I can't trust anybody anymore because I've been betrayed by who I thought was my close friend. What advice would you give to someone who's now in a place where they're looking, or maybe they've even shut it off? They're like, I don't even care anymore, but they don't have a good friend. What would you guys suggest? What kind of advice would you give them?
I would start. I'll say, take the same approach I took. Go before God. You can't go wrong before God. You can't go wrong with God. Excuse me. So He will lead you. He will lead you to the right person and the right person to you. I know because I'm a witness of it. And I would say that you're robbing yourself so much not to have a real good godly girlfriend.
Mm-hmm. Awesome, ladies. What do you say?
And I would say, this is coming from someone who is more reserved when it comes to dealing with people that I don't know. People that I know that I can be a little bit more loud. But I would say, basically, what Ms. Dana said earlier, first of all, not to take friendship lightly, to understand that it is something that you can't pay for, and that you're going to have to be vulnerable from time to time with people in order for you to really figure out if you can even bond. You can't be guarded and want a friend. That at some point you have to come down and let somebody see you. So that's going to be a large battle sometimes for the introverts out there. You're going to have to show yourself. And then when someone offers that olive branch to you to be a friend, you know, just take it. Maybe go out to lunch. Maybe, you know, take that phone call. Don't be so reserved, you know.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. Anybody else? What would you share?
Well, I would say
About it, but find somebody who has a similar interest that you have to start with. If you don't know anybody or whatever, you know, find somebody, or you know, like a better word, I wouldn't say really kind of size them up, but I mean, you know how people act. If they're all loud and that's not you, then you know you kind of stay away from that at first. But just kind of find somebody that you think that, like she said, you can go out to lunch with, or you know, you can go out to dinner with, or maybe just a simple phone call, you know, to start the conversation. And you know, little bit by little bit, you know, maybe that person will grow on you, and where you can become deep friends. But you do have to start somewhere.
Also, too, and I'll speak from just like relocating. A lot of times, it's easy to just kind of stick to yourself and say, well, I don't know anybody around here, but you have to kind of be active. And I'm talking to myself as I'm sitting here in my house in a new city. But like once COVID's over, join a gym membership. Don't just go in and do the elliptical or the treadmill. Take whatever aerobics classes they have. That way you're in a group setting of people, and you can kind of, figure out who you connect with on that
That's
level.
good, Kendra.
Just be more active and intentional on making friends, because at the end of the day, we all need somebody that we can go to. So
Yes,
Right.
we have to
that's
depend on each
good.
other at some point.
Yeah.
That's great. Gloria, Cheryl, what do you guys say?
I
Well,
just
I would
say,
say, don't be so judgmental.
Yes.
Just because
Yes.
you
That's a
find
good one.
somebody loud, that may not be who they are. Get to know
That's
people.
true.
Open up a
That's
little. I
good.
mean,
That's real
we're
good.
so quick to
That's
say,
true.
well, everybody's out here saying, well, I want someone who has long hair. I want someone who has square glasses, who don't wear glasses. We always put how would I
Labels.
say?
Yes.
What did I say?
Expectations.
Yes, expectations on people. Who are
Yes.
you to judge? I mean, none
Yes.
of us are perfect.
Come
What
on.
made you so good? You know, just because you can read backwards don't mean you can spell. You know, but I just say give people a break. Open your heart sometime and get to
Well,
know
that's
people.
true.
And
That's
if
true.
it
That's
don't
good.
fit, don't
Very
force
much
it.
so.
That's true.
Wow.
You know,
That's true.
what you see is what you get. I'm who I am.
Yeah.
And if I meet a lot of people who don't, you feel vibes. Sometimes you can tell a person that everybody don't like talking to people. Me,
Yeah.
I respect that. If I see that in someone, hey, I back up.
Mm-hmm.
I know I can't hang with them because I talk too much. But at the same time, I just think sometimes we're just too judgmental. We
That's
set
good.
too many standards. We want you to be this way, or we want you, and it's not right. It's
Yeah.
not
Wow.
right. I think we need to open our heart, stop being so judgmental, and accept people the way they are.
Well, there's a word, y'all.
That's a word.
Cheryl, what you got to say about that?
I was going to say the same thing. And also, I mean, you can all speak to people too. And sometimes when you speak to people, you strike up a small, conversation with one another.
Mhm.
Find out, oh, we got this in common,
Mhm.
whatever, whatnot. And that's actually how Gloria and I met, really. When we met at Fort Drum, we spoke to each other at the PX. And
Yeah.
then we just started talking from there. And we've been talking ever since. So, yeah.
Wow. Well, the scripture does say, "He who shows himself friendly." You have your friends if you show yourself friendly. If you're
That's
not
true.
friendly, then you might not have too many friends.
Friends,
So,
right.
I mean, it is true,
Right.
So, it is definitely our desire for whoever, maybe watching that they would find that though, because it is invaluable. It's something that you can't pay for, like Dana said. And I'm grateful to say it out loud that I'm thankful for her and her friendship and what
Oh,
she
yeah.
means to me, and having a place of safety. You know what I mean? Like you said,
Yes.
Gloria, not being judged. I can be, listen, we have embarrassed ourselves together and we have laughed and fallen out.
Yeah.
We have done some stuff,
Yes,
and
we
I'm so grateful that I have these memories, and I'm glad. Yeah, I just put my hair down with somebody. So I'm just grateful for not just the difficult moments that we all share with our friends, but also those lighthearted, crazy, fun times.
Yeah.
We get to laugh and we can look at each other and laugh at some stuff, So
Yep.
I'm grateful for her. And I'm thankful. But this was such a great show.
Yes.
I'm so glad that you all tuned in, joined in. I'm so glad that you shared your perspective on friendships. You can feel the love that you have for each other, even on this screen. You just sense it and feel it. It's so genuine. And I know that whoever's going to watch this, they're going to be blessed. They're going to be inspired to, hey, go and find them a good friend. God has someone special for you. Maybe you don't need a lot of them. You don't need 15 people in your life, not 15 friends. Maybe 1 or 2 or 3 is cool. But just remember the categories. Everybody's not your friend.
Right.
Find the friend that God has for you.
Yes.
And I guarantee you it'll be a good fit. So this has been incredible, ladies. I've so enjoyed spending time with you on this 5th episode of Your Life with Yolanda. Friends, how many of us
Have them.
have them? Peace out, everybody.
Miss Gloria and I are
Love you
gonna.
guys.
Love
Oh, I was
y'all.
waiting.